is moving fast, but most businesses are still figuring out what actually works. In this episode, Issy Coleman from OSF Digital sits down with Salesforce AI leader Dev Sharma to unpack where AI is delivering real ROI, why prioritization matters more than budget, and how enterprises can scale Agentforce safely and strategically. If you care about turning AI ambition into business results, this one's for you.
Hi everyone, I am Issy Coleman, Sales Director here at OSF. I am thrilled to be at the Salesforce Tower today with Dev Sharma, Principal AI Solution Engineer. Dev, thank you so much for being here today.
Great to be here.
Exciting.
Yeah, it really is.
Good to see you. Very excited to be sitting down with you. I have got a first very nice and easy question for you. Hopefully you know this one. What does OSF stand for?
Only Salesforce.
You got that one, I'll give you that, fine. On a more serious note, so you live and breathe AI every single day. If you could have an AI agent do one personal chore for you for the rest of your life, what would that be?
Well, I'll give you a work one, which is manage my expenses, but don't tell any of my managers that. And I'll give you a personal one, which is to really create me styles for the house I'm moving into, as well as go and buy my furniture, because it's a lot of admin.
Nice. So you'd have kind of a personal AI shopper doing the hard work for you.
The dream scenario.
Love
because
that.
who knew sofas were so expensive?
I like it. Very good. Okay, cool. So AI, hype versus reality. You and I hear the buzzwords constantly, AI, AI, AI. There is so much hype in the market right now. As we look at our joint clients, Salesforce and OSF, where are they actually finding real value with AI today versus just trends that they're hearing in the market?
Yeah. So it's a really interesting question. What I'd say that we're typically seeing is use cases like your FAQs, your Wizmos in retail. Yeah. It's those use cases that what we typically class as sort of case deflection or case management. The reason is for execs, it's a big focus on proving ROI, and doing it in customer service is usually a great way to go and do it.
Yeah.
We're now seeing actually over the last sort of 6 months, and we'll see it even more this year, is a big focus on more revenue generation use cases. You think about your cross-sell, your upsell, your personal shoppers, as I just described in my own personal life. We're going to start to see more of those. And some of the more interesting ones that are now coming in is really focusing in on those middle and back office type use cases.
Yeah.
You think about record tagging, you think about all that manual effort a back office team would have to go and do. They're becoming more and more prominent too. So it's, really interesting, because a lot of the real value use cases are kind of the really boring stuff that people view in their business rather than the really cool stuff. Yeah. And that's kind of the shift that we're going to start to see even more this year.
Yeah. Okay. And data. We're constantly telling our clients there's no AI strategy without a data strategy. For businesses that feel their data is in a complete mess, where are you telling them to start?
Yeah, what I would say for this in particular, and there's sort of two real thoughts. There's one big thought that I believe in, and actually it's where we've seen customers really succeed, is don't try to boil the ocean with data. Yeah. It's really difficult to get right. You might have years of legacy data as well in the business that might be out of date, so you may not even need that data, but focus on the use case. Yeah. Focus on the use case and what data is absolutely necessary for that use case to be a success. Yeah. The reason why it works so well is you can then start to create a more iterative approach on that data. Yeah. So starting to think of getting the right data, using it, getting value, and then going through the cycle again on what's the next phase of data.
Building on that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Amazing. And Agentforce, tell me, what excites you the most about Agentforce and what's coming for Agentforce this year and kind of in years to come?
So some of my favorite things for Agentforce is really the ability to go and embed it into users' workflows. Yeah. We know so often Salesforce users will typically go and use it within their environment. Their customers will go and interact with it on a variety of different sites, whether it's WhatsApp, whether it's website, etc. But actually being able to embed Agentforce in a variety of other use cases completely headlessly becomes hugely valuable. And really for businesses, that's where the scale and truly scaling value also begins to arise. Yeah.
Agentforce is completely changing the game, as you know, and it's what we're kind of seeing across the board as well. Yep. AI can still be very scary for a lot of execs, overwhelming, intimidating, they're nervous, where do they start, is it safe to deploy, kind of the list goes on, and I'm sure you've heard that too. Why is it so important and critical for enterprises to have a partner that can guide them on their journey, kind of from start to end, one that's got multi-cloud expertise, that's kind of got a global scale, but maybe a local, more boutique-y feel, if that's important? I don't know what you're seeing, but kind of tell me about what you're seeing when it comes to SIs and having a partner guide enterprises on their journey, and maybe why one like OSF could be a good fit for some of the businesses that you're working with today.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, I'll use the analogy of the Formula One car. Think of Agentforce as that dedicated Formula One car. It's powerful, it's quick. In our use case as well, it's autonomous.
Yeah.
So when we start thinking about that Formula One car, well, we'd never take it on a public road, and we wouldn't take it on a muddy racetrack.
Yeah.
Because we know it's going to crash out pretty quickly. So really, when we think of partners, especially like OSF, having that multi-cloud experience, understanding how different systems interact with Salesforce, understanding guardrails that need to be put behind Agentforce, the governance, the security models, etc., and really getting the most value out of it. You start thinking of OSF as that dedicated F1 engineering team.
Yeah.
They're there to go and help you build that race car, to go and help you scale all those different systems of context that you may have across where your users work. Importantly, ensuring that that race car is race ready as well. And importantly, making sure you get the most value out of it from either your users or your customers adopting it. And that's the big value add.
And value from the investment, the huge investment that so many customers are making into the Salesforce platform, right? Unlocking the full value of the platform. And what about kind of partners that are taking customers on a journey end to end, right? So how important do you think having a partner that can kind of do the strategy, the ideation, the advisory, through to the implementation of that multi-cloud kind of product suite or whatever products they are embarking on and what's right for them, through to a managed service? Kind of how do you see that all coming together, and how important do you think that is?
Yeah, so this is a really good question, because a lot of AI and agent projects that we've seen over the last few years, it's usually one use case and they don't iterate.
Yeah.
And it's really understanding, well, the more you use out of your AI agent, the more use cases you give it, the more value you go and unlock.
Yeah.
And that value unlock isn't just going to be in sales. It won't just be in service. It won't just be in marketing. It won't just be in commerce. Actually, the unlock needs to be business wide.
Yeah.
And I've only just talked about, customer facing type of stuff.
Yeah.
But then you start thinking about, well, the middle office, what happens there? What happens to the back office?
Back office.
So when we start thinking about AI and agents in particular, it's really focusing on iterative value unlock.
Yeah.
And really that iterative value unlock begins to happen from day one when you've started that process, and it continues to happen again and again and again.
Yeah.
And having a partner there through the entire journey that understands the wide tech estate that you potentially have as a business, but also understanding where you aren't getting the full value of something, where it's not being adopted, and helping you say no, essentially.
Yeah.
And pivoting that use case becomes hugely valuable, because everyone's blinkered, right? Usually it's, we want to make a success out of this, and that's what we want to do. But sometimes you're focusing on the wrong things, and you've got to prioritize other things that will unlock even more value for you. So that's where it's key.
And as you know, and as we've established, OSF, an only Salesforce partner, boutique partner, 2,000 consultants strong, with that multi-cloud expertise, but also expertise across a range of industries, right? So from retail to financial services to sports to healthcare, manufacturing, we really have sort of done it all. Yep. How important do you think that cross-industry expertise is when talking to customers? And we love to talk to our customers about our expertise in the industry that they're not in, right? Kind of, what's your take on that?
So it's really important to have, because what we're seeing more and more, especially around AI and agents, is AI and agents, if you just force them into a process that already in your business doesn't work, it's not going to fix it. It's not going to be a magic bullet that's going to solve everything. And actually, a lot of other industry best practices may be ones you may want to adopt. So actually starting to understand what works in financial services, let's say claims, could also actually really apply to retail when we start thinking about fraud or returns and wanting to flag, actually, we don't want to give out loads of money because we're losing money. Actually, the whole point of that process is to truly understand who needs a return, who not, and who to give goodwill out for. So having that understanding of where different industries are doing things really well becomes hugely valuable, but it also then allows a business to reimagine what that process should look like rather than forcing AI to a process that's already broken.
Yeah.
Because that's never going to end well.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to do lightning round. Ready?
Go for it.
It's going to be quick fire. You're on your toes.
Go for it. Go
Okay,
for it.
good stuff. AI in 2026, evolution or revolution?
Tech evolution, business revolution.
Okay. Biggest barrier for clients right now, budget or bandwidth?
Neither.
Okay.
It's prioritization.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Can you tell me more?
Yeah, we see it so often where we've seen businesses have tons of budget, tons of bandwidth, but they focus on the wrong use case. And then we come back to it. It's like, yeah, we've been working on this use case for 9 months. It's not gone live. Actually, we've burnt a lot of the budget, and actually the bandwidth have gone and moved to other projects.
Yeah.
So actually, it should come down to prioritization. Because prioritizing the right use case will ensure you've got the right budget and the right bandwidth. But then also, as an exec, it allows you to get resources in order to get yourself more budget or
more bandwidth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Finish the sentence. So digital transformation fails when?
Tech is bought to fix the change management process, because the tech will never solve a change management process.
And a great Salesforce partner like OSF should always
tell a customer no when it makes sense to say no, and also allow the customer to think about building for the future and not just an immediate fix.
The immediate problem, like think long-term strategy.
100%.
Businesses today are underestimating
a ton of stuff, from authentication to governance to trust to observability. It's really what I would say is the sort of back office type things of building these agents.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times it's the things we forget because it's the things we don't interact with in our own personal lives. So thinking about that, and data governance being an absolute key pivotal moment of that too.
Okay. And finally, if you had to mute one buzzword, never want to hear it again, what would it be and what should replace it?
Mute AI powered.
Okay.
I hate AI powered because anything can be AI powered. It doesn't really mean anything to anyone in this day and age. But replace it with outcome driven, because that's what most businesses want to get out of these tools.
Outcomes.
100%. It has to be.
Okay. Perfect. Well, thank you so much. This has been incredibly insightful.
Yeah, it's been great fun.
Great to see you as always.
You too.
And for those of you that are watching, if you want to learn more about how OSF and Salesforce can safely bring AI into your business, then please check out the link below. See you next time.
Thank you for listening to Let's Talk Business Transformation by OSF Digital. Follow us for more episodes and visit OSF Digital to learn more.